What's up, my hip and happening dudes? It's another funky and fresh community update coming at you from the captain of Cool Town. That's me.
Dead by Dragons.
Now, we know that a huge amount of Mantic fans came to Kings of War through Warhammer, and will know a lot of the history behind the company, but if you're relatively new to Kings of War, or even to wargaming like I am, you'll want to head over to a blog by author Johnny Wombat, who has gotten some fantastic interviews, including one very recently with both Ronnie Renton and Alessio Calvatore, who wrote the first two versions of Kings of War. The first part of both is uploaded, and Ronnie's covers his own personal history, as well as how he ended up at Games Workshop and founded Mantic Games. If you're really interested in miniature gaming history, he's even got one up there for Bob Naismith, who designed the first ever Space Marine, as well as some of Mantic's first iteration of miniatures. Thinking about Ronnie starting making miniatures makes me think about the future and the increasingly accessible world of printing your own miniatures. I'm a bit of a devotee of my own PLA printer for printing scenery. If you've ever wondered what it takes to print minis, you might want to check out this episode of Countercharge from back in May that talks through the process of printing miniatures using a resin printer. The reason I'm mentioning this now is that the excellent Danny Graves has updated his blog with his own adventures in 3D printing. As usual for Danny, it's an enjoyable read, and if you can't get enough of him, there's even an episode of Countercharge I did with him. Speaking of which, since we're on the topic of Countercharge, you might want to check out this episode with Duncan Rhodes. You know, Two Thin Coats Duncan. Okay, enough about Countercharge now, I get it. If podcasts are your thing though, and you do want another podcast, I can't recommend Unplugged Radio enough. But Steve, I hear you say, they're a video games podcast. Not so, my dear friend. Look, 2 whole episodes about Kings of War. Who'd have thought it? One of the things I like about the Kings of War forum is that threads you might have missed are still there and often get bumped back up to the top, unlike Facebook where they disappear down the drain as soon as you can blink. For example, the fantastic VDog from Giant Dwarf posted this back in August 2019. It's his Kingdoms of Men army. It's great to see it all fully ranked up in formation, and I particularly love those cobblestones. Look how nice they are. Just the effort in painting them all different colours, good God. It's been bumped up because he's working on this mammoth, which is looking fantastic, and I can't wait to see it finished. It's been a bit of a week for hordes of the things, what with Grant Alexander's Scarecrows, which Mantic also picked up for their community update, and Alessandro Ficale's Zombies. Painting this many models is frankly a pain in the chuff, and the two of them approached it in different ways, with Grant wielding his trusty airbrush, whereas Alessandro went for the contrast paint route. Whichever you choose, you have to admire the effort. Alessandro has done his entire undead army this way and has promised me some more photos when it's done, so keep your eyes on the Kings of War forum for those. It's also been a grotesque week. You see what I did there? Bob Nelson posted these photos of his grotesques in this gorgeous purpley pink scheme, whereas Brad Jimenez, I'm assuming it's Jimenez, anyway, he posted his horde of grotesques, which looked fantastic in this more kind of earthy toned blue highlights, along with these guys. Black Souls? I'm going to guess they're Black Souls. He probably says whether they're Black Souls. Cool dog! It's a mutated throwing mastiff, you idiot! Luis Cada... Oh, come on. Cada de Stasmasalto? Anyway, he's posted a picture of his giant. He didn't feel his giant was giant enough for a 75mm base, so he turned it into this cool diorama. I think it's really creative and very, very awesome. I really like Christopher Lindman's Trolls, which he posted in the Greenskins Anonymous forum. I think it's a cool mix of minis with a simple striking colour scheme. Good job. Alejandro Degano posted this unit of... I don't know what they are. I'm going to tell you, I don't know what they are. Well, I do know what they are. They're alchemists from the Lannisters as part of the Game of Thrones board game. I have no idea what they're going to be in Kings of War. He says they're for Kings of War, but frankly, it was a translation of the original Italian. I don't know. All I know that he's put OSL lighting on every single figure, which is just incredible. It's probably not incredible if you know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, so I think it's incredible. And it's my blog, so ha! That's all for this week. Short and sweet, like my wife. Oh, here she is.
Thanks for watching. Love you all. See you next time.